This is the history of money.
Ancient beginnings temples as the first banks. The concept of banking as we understand it today has its roots deeply embedded in the ancient world. It's fascinating to trace this journey back to the sacred spaces of temples, which were the first institutions to offer banking services. The history of banking is a journey through time, from the sacred halls of ancient temples to the sleek skyscrapers of modern finance. This evolution reflects not only the advancement of financial systems, but also the changing needs and complexities of human societies. Long before the invention of paper money or credit cards, people needed ways to store their valuables, transfer wealth, and finance their endeavors. In these early times, the concept of trust and security was paramount, and temples provided the perfect environment for these needs. Temples, with their imposing architecture and aura of sanctity, emerged as the first centers of financial activity. Their grand structures were not just places of worship, but also hubs of economic activity, where wealth was accumulated and managed. In ancient civilizations, temples served as repositories for grain, precious metals, and other valuables. These items were often offered as tributes to the gods, but they also served a practical purpose in the economic life of the community. Priests, acting as early bankers, not only safeguarded these deposits, but also played a crucial role in managing loans and facilitating trade. They were trusted figures who ensured that the wealth of the community was protected and used wisely. The authority of the temple, backed by the power of the gods, provided a sense of security and trust that was essential for the development of early banking practices. This divine endorsement was crucial in an era where written contracts and legal systems were still in their infancy. As economies grew and trade expanded, the role of temples in financial transactions became increasingly important. They were not just religious centers, but also the heart of economic life, where merchants and traders would come to conduct their business. The seeds of banking sown in the fertile ground of ancient temples would eventually blossom into sophisticated financial institutions that shaped the course of history. These early practices laid the foundation for the complex financial systems we have today. From the clay tablets of Mesopotamia to the digital networks of the 21st century, the story of banking is a testament to human ingenuity and our enduring quest for financial security and prosperity. This journey highlights the continuous evolution and adaptation of financial practices to meet the changing needs of society. Today, modern banks operate with advanced technology and have a global reach, but the core principles of trust, security, and the management of wealth remain unchanged. The legacy of those ancient temples lives on in the financial institutions that drive our world today. Whether it's through digital transactions, loans, or savings accounts, the essence of banking continues to be about facilitating economic activity and ensuring financial stability. The journey from ancient temples to modern banks is a remarkable story of human progress and innovation. Mesopotamia clay tablets and the birth of credit. In the cradle of civilization, between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the ancient Mesopotamians developed a sophisticated system of banking based on clay tablets and a burgeoning credit system. This fertile region, often referred to as the cradle of civilization, was home to some of the earliest known cities and complex societies. These early bankers, operating from bustling temple complexes, recorded transactions, issued loans, and even charged interest, laying the groundwork for modern financial practices. Temples served not only as religious centers, but also as economic hubs where wealth was accumulated and managed. Mesopotamian scribes meticulously documented deposits, withdrawals, and loans on clay tablets, creating a permanent record of financial transactions. These records were essential for maintaining the integrity of the financial system, ensuring that all parties could trust the recorded information. This innovative use of writing allowed for greater transparency and accountability in business dealings. The cuneiform script, pressed into wet clay with a stylus, was a revolutionary tool that enabled detailed record-keeping and communication across distances. Moreover, temples and wealthy individuals began to lend out their surplus grain and silver, charging interest and fueling economic activity. This practice not only benefited the lenders but also supported farmers and traders who needed resources to expand their operations. This early form of credit, based on trust and the promise of future repayment, facilitated trade, agriculture, and large-scale infrastructure projects. Trust was a crucial element, as it allowed for the extension of credit without immediate physical collateral. The development of banking in Mesopotamia highlights the crucial role of record-keeping, credit, and trust in fostering economic growth and societal development. These practices enabled the efficient allocation of resources, supporting the growth of cities and the expansion of trade networks. These innovations, born in the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, would spread throughout the ancient world, leaving an enduring legacy on the history of finance. The principles established by the Mesopotamians influenced subsequent civilizations, including the Greeks and Romans, and continue to underpin modern financial systems today. Egypt, grain banks, and the pharaoh's wealth. In the land of the pharaohs along the fertile banks of the Nile, a unique system of banking emerged, centered on the storage and distribution of grain. This system was not just a means of storing food, but a sophisticated economic structure that underpinned the entire civilization. Egyptian temples, vast and imposing, served as granaries for the kingdom, storing surplus grain collected as taxes from farmers. These temples were not only religious centers, but also economic hubs, where the wealth of the nation was safeguarded. These grain banks played a vital role in managing the agricultural wealth of Egypt and stabilizing the economy. By controlling the flow of grain, the pharaohs could ensure that the kingdom remained prosperous and resilient against natural calamities. During times of abundance, the pharaoh and the temples accumulated vast reserves of grain, ensuring food security for the population. These reserves were meticulously recorded and managed, reflecting the advanced administrative skills of the ancient Egyptians. In times of drought or famine, these reserves were distributed to the people, preventing widespread hunger and social unrest. This system of redistribution was crucial in maintaining social harmony and the stability of the kingdom. This system of grain storage and redistribution not only served as a form of social welfare, but also gave the pharaoh immense economic power. The ability to control food supplies meant that the pharaoh could exert influence over the population and ensure loyalty. Moreover, grain banks facilitated trade and commerce. Grain was not just a staple food, but also a form of currency that could be traded for other goods and services, both within Egypt and with neighboring regions. Farmers could deposit their surplus grain and receive a form of credit, which they could use to purchase goods and services. This early form of banking allowed for greater economic flexibility and encouraged agricultural productivity. This system enabled the efficient allocation of resources and stimulated economic activity. By ensuring that surplus grain was stored and redistributed, the pharaohs could support large-scale building projects and other state-sponsored activities. The Egyptian grain banks, intricately linked to the power of the pharaoh and the rhythm of the Nile, demonstrate the close relationship between agriculture, finance, and political authority in the ancient world. This system was a testament to the ingenuity and foresight of the ancient Egyptians, who understood the importance of managing their resources wisely. The grain banks were more than just storage facilities. They were a cornerstone of ancient Egyptian society, reflecting the interconnected systems of governance, economy, and religion. Through this sophisticated network, the pharaohs could maintain their power and ensure the prosperity of their people for generations. In the bustling city-states of ancient Greece, banking took on a more sophisticated and cosmopolitan character. Greek temples continued to serve as safe repositories for valuables, but private individuals and families also began to engage in money lending and financial transactions. The invention of coinage, a revolutionary innovation attributed to the Lydians in the 7th century BCE, transformed the world of banking and trade. Coins, stamped with the insignia of the issuing city-state, provided a standardized and portable form of currency. This facilitated trade, both within Greece and across the Mediterranean, as merchants no longer had to rely on the cumbersome barter system. The rise of coinage also led to the development of money changing, as traders needed to convert foreign currencies into local ones. Money changers set up shop in marketplaces and temples, exchanging currencies, assessing the value of coins, and providing other financial services. These early bankers played a vital role in facilitating international trade and promoting the flow of capital. The Greek experience demonstrates the transformative impact of coinage, private banking, and international trade on the evolution of financial systems. As the Roman Republic expanded its dominion across the Mediterranean, its financial needs became increasingly complex. Roman banking, building on the legacy of Greece, developed sophisticated institutions and practices to manage the empire's vast wealth and facilitate its economic expansion. Money changers, known as argentarii, played a central role in the Roman financial system. They operated from shops and stalls, exchanging currencies, offering loans, and accepting deposits. As their business grew, some argentarii evolved into powerful banking houses, managing the finances of wealthy Romans, financing large-scale projects, and even lending money to the state. These banking houses, with branches throughout the empire, facilitated trade, investment, and government spending. Roman law also played a crucial role in shaping the development of banking. Legal frameworks for contracts, debt recovery, and inheritance fostered a climate of trust and stability that was essential for financial transactions. The Roman Empire's sophisticated banking system, with its blend of private enterprise and legal frameworks, left an enduring legacy on the development of finance in the West.